Hello there, Moon in Cancer, and welcome to your moon sign reading for November 2022. Thanks for checking out this video, and be sure to check out your sun sign reading as well when you're done here. And before you leave, be sure to click on that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get started. Spirit, tell me about Moon in Cancer. Okay, for the month of November 2022, 2 cards popped out, so that's what we'll go with. First one is full moon in Aquarius. Be real. Be real, Cancer. There's something that, whether it's on the conscious level or not, that you're being a little bit deceptive about. Hiding, hidden motivation, not being fully truthful to someone about something, a certain situation or event. But it's time to be real, and I feel like at some point in November, you'll be confronted if you don't voluntarily or be forthcoming about something, about your opinion or your thought or your feelings about something that is personal to you and feels very vulnerable if you're real. But you're going to be required to do so, or if not, then not being able to reach the goal that you want. And I think it has to do with a particular person, a relationship of some kind. The relationship may change. Let's see the other card. Full moon in Gemini, embrace the flow of life. Okay. So by not being real, you are muddying up the flow of life. You're making it more difficult, not only for yourself, but like I said, for either the people around you or one particular person that you have a relationship with, whether it's professional, personal, romantic, social, whatever this situation is or whatever this relationship is. By not being real, it's disrupting the flow of life. It's disrupting the flow of the relationship, and this other person or people, if this has to do with multiple people, are feeling it. And like I said, you're going to be confronted if you, by the end of the month, if you aren't more forthcoming. And I think you're going to have a better outcome if you're just more forthcoming and saying, okay, look, this is how I think, see, feel, perceive, believe, however you need to finish that sentence, and get to a point where there's some mutual respect for each other. Because that's going to go a longer way being forthcoming than to have somebody come and try to drag it out of you. All right. But let's get some more information. Spirit, tell me more about Moon in Cancer for the month of November, please. What else should Moon in Cancer know about what's happening in November? All right, first up we have breakthrough to new dimensions. A new endeavor is on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to burst forth into your consciousness. Okay, being real is going to make that pop. It's really going to come forward. You're going to break through to a new type of thinking, a new way of seeing the world, a new perspective, a new way of living, something. And it's on the horizon. So, and something that you didn't expect, something you never thought of, is ready, wants to burst forth in your consciousness. But by not necessarily being real and not letting things flow, like it wants to flow, it wants to come up. There's something you're afraid of. There's something you're holding back. There's some reason why there is kind of a halt on this, or at least a very major slowdown for fear of something, fear of judgment, fear of losing something, fear of missing out, these kinds of things. So be real, let the cards fall where they may. And like I said, if you're forthcoming about your fears, or there's something you're ashamed of, there's something you just feel too vulnerable to reveal, that kind of thing, I think that's going to help immensely and move you forward and move this relationship forward and get you really into the flow of life. And you're going to feel so much better, and you're going to wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Okay. Next, we have unexplained wonder. Magical blessings and miracles are occurring in your life. All your prayers are answered now. So there is a sense here that if you're not able to be real, and you're not able to satisfy those who are going to confront you about that, you're going to miss out on an unexplained wonder. You're going to miss out on miracles. You're going to miss out on breaking through to a new dimension and having new energy come into your consciousness. And I'm not saying this as like, if you don't do this, then this is going to happen, like a punishment. It's not about punishment. It's about choices and reactions. There's a reaction for every action. And if you don't act, you won't get a reaction, right? I mean, there's a play here that's not inherently positive, negative, good, bad, good, or evil. It's just consequence and reaction. It's, there's no labeling it with some kind of emotion or judgment. This is just something that can happen. And while if you choose to not be real, you choose not to speak up, and this opportunity kind of moves out, that doesn't mean there won't be another one in another time, but it feels like this one is going to be pretty big and important. And I feel like at some point you'll realize what you've missed, and it'll get you right here, right? Like, oh, I wish I would have done something different. So keep that in mind during November. While you might have to do the scary thing now, you're going to be much happier for it than not facing it and regretting it. Okay. But let's take a look at what your hardest aspect about this situation, what's it going to be? Most difficult aspect about yourself that will reveal itself. Please, Spirit, for Moon in Cancer for November. Masquerade. Yeah, because you're not real. Keeping that mask on. Showing people what you want to see and not letting them see what they want to see. I don't think that your mask is malicious. It's protection. But at some point it has to come down. At some point you need to be real. At some point you need to take that mask off and show yourself for all of your idiosyncrasies, all of your weaknesses, all of your positives too, all of your beauty, all of your emotions, all the things that you feel vulnerable about being real, and all your fears and even self-judgments and stuff. There's reason why you have a mask. I understand, Spirit understands. But there's consequences. Like I said, it's not good or bad, and it's not punishment. It's just you can miss out on some things by not revealing things when it's necessary. So let's say you're not forthcoming about being real, and someone confronts you. Then you tell them what's going on. I think you can still save the situation that way. But if you absolutely refuse to let anyone in or let anyone understand, this opportunity could pass you by. And like I said, you could look at the situation later and regret it. Okay. All right, let's find out some more. Spirit, tell me more about Moon in Cancer for November, please. Okay, that one kind of fell. Tell us more about Moon in Cancer, Spirit, for November. that one seemed to want to come out too. So we'll start with the one that fell out. 5 of Cups, grief. This card can also be about sorrow and loss. So there's grief about being real, which I picked up on right in the beginning, about being vulnerable, about being open, about letting people see, letting people in, letting people see beyond that mask. That's a big deal for you. There's a lot of grief around it. This is Spirit acknowledging that they realize how hard this is for you, but there's a reason for it. And while you might not be able to see that right now or agree, you can and you will at some point, whether you choose to be real this time or in the future another time where you're going to be asked to be honest about something. It may be that time. It's all up to you what your choices are and what you do. But Spirit understands that what they're asking and what people want to know, it's hard, and it's going to take some bravery and courage and trust and faith, okay? The next card is 10 of Wands, burdens. This mask is a burden. It's a heavy burden, and it feels like it gets heavier every day, week by week, month by month, year by year. It just keeps getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And I can even see like you getting headaches. Like this mask is so heavy, this cover that you have around your heart, around your head, so nobody can get in. It's just getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And that's why, and this is, burdens is under embrace the flow of life. Embrace the changes that are coming. Embrace the new perspectives that you could have and the new faith and trust in your own being and being able to stand in your own opinions despite what other people say or judge about you. And you'll be able to just take that mask off and drop that burden and move forward and let, that new energy burst forth into your consciousness. It's right there on the edge, just waiting. I think it's just waiting for you to drop the mask, to drop the burdens that come along with all of that you've just carried around with you for quite some time. And yes, there will be some grief here, but it's worth it. It's going to be so worth it. You're going to feel so much lighter and complete. It's like there's a sense of incompleteness because you have to be behind the mask. You have to put up a front. Next, we have King of Wands, passion. So this new forth, and this energy that wants to burst forth into your consciousness, this new endeavor that's on the horizon, something you're very passionate about. I feel like when I said that, you're like, what would that be? There's a sense that you don't know what you're passionate about because you've been behind the mask for so long. So it's like peeling off that mask, and you have to look at yourself for who you are too. You don't want to look at yourself. You don't want the world to see you. And you've forgotten what you're passionate about. You've become so passionate about being protected and staying hidden and making sure that no one can hurt you or shame you or judge you that you've forgotten what you're really passionate about. But it wants to break through. It wants to come through and show you and make you a king of your world, a leader of yourself, of your joy and passion and creativity and desires, and following that with all your heart. And then finally, we have King of Cups, support. You are supported by Spirit, and you are enough for yourself. You can support yourself. You don't need that mask anymore. Unexplained wonders will happen once you feel supported enough and secure enough in your own body and your own skin and your own capabilities and experience and wisdom and knowledge and all of that. I mean, you've got two kings here, passion and support. I think you can go a long way by letting go of the mask, letting go of the burdens, going with the flow of life, letting what's right on the horizon, what's just beyond your reach to come through and show you what you're passionate about. And so you can move forward in life with a self-knowledge that you've denied yourself for a long time by being behind the mask. And then watching miracles happen around you that you had no idea could happen. And you'll be sitting in the throne the whole time while you let life flow, you let yourself be seen and heard, no longer carrying the mask, and just being proud and strong in your own skin. All right, let's get one final card, please, Spirit, for Moon in Cancer for November. One last piece of advice, please, for November, Moon in Cancer. All right, so that one kind of bent it there, but that is the artwork. And it says, this is very synchronistic. I know my shadow side and I work to willingly transform aspects of it. Your shadow aspect, your mask. You're learning all about your shadow side this month, okay? And yes, it's scary and there's grief and loss and fear, but the end of it, the 10 of Wands, the 10 is usually the end of a phase too, the number 10, but 2 kings, King of Wands, King of Cups, king of your own world, of your self, of inner and outer world. And having your shadow side with you the whole time, there's so many miracles and blessings that will happen for you. And I think it's going to be mind-blowing. You had no idea things could happen this way or this fast or in this fashion, or that you even deserved it. There's a sense of, there's a reason why you're hiding. There's a reason why you have a mask. And so there's a sense that you aren't deserving of the same things that other people would. I hope that makes sense to you. All right, Moon in Cancer, I think that is all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching, and may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste.